What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Tanner's Tech Tip Tuesday. In today's video, we're going to be talking about intercom systems. So over the past few years, we have been using the Sena 30K. And this thing has been solid. We put it through a lot of abuse, and it's a really great tool to use when you're riding with a group and even solo. You can hook up your phone to it, use it for navigation, music, phone calls, all kinds of good stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing set up on my new helmet and show you the process. So this is the Scorpion AT950 dual sport helmet. It is modular. I absolutely love this helmet. If you're sitting in traffic wanting to talk to somebody, you can just flip this thing up, talk. Really good off-road. I've enjoyed riding with it. A lot of the times I'll find myself riding with the secondary visor down, and that is the sun shield, so you can actually ride with just this down. So basically this just mounts on the side of the helmet here, and you can control it with your hand. And right here we have the clamp. So very simple design. It uses this little pinch mount here, and it just kind of clamps onto the side of the helmet here. You route your microphone up underneath, and you have two earpieces here. So this has been heavily used. It usually comes with Velcro, so we're gonna have to find a way to mount that. Probably just use some adhesive or some other Velcro that I have laying around. But every helmet's different. Some helmets these days actually come with pockets for the earphones. This one, I believe, does not. So we're gonna get creative. I'm also gonna have to take out the chin pads, and we'll go ahead and do that really quick. It's pretty much standard on most helmets. They just pop out. So I almost thought that this was a pocket for them, but maybe we could use nah, that wouldn't work. So this helmet does have cutouts for them. So these cutouts, the earpieces should fit nicely in them. Oh yeah, that's almost perfect. So we'll just use some kind of adhesive, get them routed, and this should be a pretty quick install. So this unit always goes on the left side of your helmet, so you're gonna be using your left hand to control the device. There's also a few different microphone options that you can do. I've just always ran the standard mic. The Sena kits come with a bunch of different attachments and options. This has just always been the go-to and what most people use. But it comes with the Allen key. Just go ahead and loosen this up. That should be plenty for this helmet. Now I have had to trim some helmets before, and a lot of people might be sketched out by doing that, but we've never had any issues. For example, sometimes this lip is a lot larger and this clamp doesn't fit. You can also use an adhesive mount that Sena has. So it basically just gets rid of this side, and you just use adhesive on this part here on the side of your helmet. That might be okay, but we do a lot of woods riding and we have trees constantly hitting our helmets, so I prefer the clamp just for reliability. But this helmet, it doesn't look like I'll have to do anything. It's just gonna go right on there like that, plan it out so where your microphone, you can kind of route it along the side there. And yeah, it looks like this one's gonna work out really well. Also, you just gotta be sure that it doesn't interfere with the modular portion. It looks good. I'm happy with that. You don't want it to be too far back because then you kind of have to reach behind you. So somewhere in the midsection here, that looks about perfect. So we're gonna tighten this Allen down and see how it looks. Solid. So sometimes you'll have, for example, this ridge right here that interferes with the microphone snapping in because it has a little track right here that it sits in. So it looks like this might be a problem, and I kind of forgot to mention that. Nope, perfect. Okay, so I'm very happy with that. I think that's a really good spot for it. I think the last time I had this helmet, I had it sat back a little bit too far, so it was kind of annoying, but that doesn't interfere with anything, and I like it. So now we're just gonna go ahead and route the speakers, and we are literally done. This is a pretty easy setup. Oh my gosh, look at that. So I think what we're gonna do, there's no point in us using Velcro. We're just gonna use some of this 3M VHB tape. I'll go ahead and link this down in the description, as well as everything I'm using, the Sena 30K. I know they have a lot of new models, which we'll talk about here in a bit, but if it's not broke, don't fix it. So we're gonna continue to run the 30Ks for a while, unless Sena wants to send out a new unit, wouldn't be opposed. So we'll go ahead and cut some VHB tape to fit. 3M makes some of the best adhesives on the market. You have one cable length that's shorter, so obviously this is going to go on the side closest to the intercom. Let that set up a little bit, nice firm press. We'll worry about tidying up the cables later. I believe I had this on my old AT950, so it should be the perfect length. All right, that should be good. So from here, like I mentioned, you can just tidy up the cables however you please. This helmet conveniently has some options behind the padding here, so you can kind of just shove the cables up in there. I would spend the extra time to just make sure everything's tidy because it can be annoying if you've got like dangly wires and crap in your way. I'm gonna go ahead and throw my cheek pads back in. Boom. Just like that, we have an intercom setup. Super clean install, very easy to do. But yeah, we'll kind of talk about the features and why we run these things. And by we, I mean Alexis, so come sit down. All right, so now that we have the helmet set up, we're kind of just gonna sit here and talk about these things. How long have we been running these? Probably 3 years?
Yeah.
So we actually won a Sena giveaway, and I reached out to them like, hey, I make content, would you be interested in sending out another one?
Because the giveaway was just for one, and so he won it.
Yeah, I won the giveaway, but I'm like, who do I talk to? We're still gonna have to buy one anyways, and we were broke at the time. So Sena graciously sent out another one to support the cause, and I never ended up making a YouTube video. We just made a few posts on Instagram here and there. I featured it from time to time in videos, but we never made like a dedicated video on the 30K. But now there's plenty of new models out, so it's kind of irrelevant. So we're just gonna talk about the intercom systems overall and just how beneficial that they've been to us.
I was gonna say, I definitely wish that we would have had them when I very first started riding.
Yeah.
Because I think that makes a huge difference as a beginner rider. Like just having the confidence that you are able to communicate with someone that's teaching you how to ride if you're being taught by someone else. We like rode a lot with his parents, just like for the safety aspect, like with someone that's leading or someone that's ahead, they can say, you know, hey, there's people coming. That's really, really nice on the trails off-road, because usually you're a lot further spread apart. And typically when you come across people on the trails, you like are supposed to know how many people are in your group. So the person leading, it's really helpful to be like, hey, there's, you know, 4 side-by-sides up ahead. Be cautious so you're not flying around a corner and hitting a side-by-side.
Even on the road too, it just goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
Like you got a car that's about to pull out, like, hey, I mean, this is like life or death stuff. This could literally save your life.
I always think back to, shout out to, I don't even remember his name on YouTube, Jeff.
Oh, Dick of Ohio? Or Sick of Ohio?
Him and his girlfriend at the time actually were at an intersection, and one of them thought they were going left and one of them thought they were going straight, so they actually T-boned into each other. And I feel like that something like this could have prevented that from happening.
I feel like they did have intercoms.
Oh.
They definitely had intercoms.
Okay.
But
you can't put that.
no, but it most definitely could have prevented that. There's plenty of situations that we've been in, and especially she just learned to ride off-road over the past couple years, and it's been a huge help on the trails. Just kind of, hey, do this, do that, watch for this, watch this obstacle.
Throttle, throttle, throttle. That's
Throttle.
That's it. Gas, 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 gas.
Let off the clutch. Yeah, a lot of that stuff.
Got that 2 weekends ago.
So that's what we've used it for. Also, in big group rides, the Sena intercoms have a system called Mesh. So you can hit the top button and you can literally connect to any other intercom that is on the Mesh system. So pretty much all of our local group has Sena, so we were able to just hook up instantly. And in these larger group rides, or just not even larger, but just group rides with other friends, you wouldn't have to sit there, try to pair it, which is also very easy to do if you know what you're doing. This is something that you really do need to read the instructions to. I still don't even know the full extent to what
There's
these
a lot
things
that you
can
do.
Text messages, you
music,
can ask Sena different things. Like it's literally got its own Siri system built into these, so pretty cool. I can hear the boomers argument already of, well, you know,
shouldn't be
distraction.
Yes.
But for us, it's been completely the opposite. You know, you're not looking at your navigation system, you're listening. Talking to people, like I said, is helpful 9 times out of 10. So I think the benefits outweigh any of the cons by far. Are they a little bit expensive? Yeah, they're a little bit expensive, but there's a lot of lower end options that work just fine. Sena's got a wide range of options. At the time, these were the premium, but like I said, there's new models now.
Yeah. I would say that the problem with some of the budget options is that they don't connect to the Senas. So if you have a lot of people and that you ride with that have Senas, it's going to be more beneficial for you just to get a Sena because it connects seamlessly with the other Senas. Whereas like if you get a $50 option on Amazon, an off-brand option, you're only going to be able to connect to somebody else that has that off-brand option or an equivalent. So,
because shout out to Hannah and Kyler if you ever watch this. They actually bought the intercoms that they offer on Amazon, but we quickly we got lucky and ended up with the Senas, but we would have bought them anyways.
Right.
We did plan on buying them because everybody was starting to buy them and we couldn't talk to them. The seamless aspect just makes you actually use it.
Right.
It's so easy, especially on the trails, man. Somebody's always running late. Like, we're always just itching to go out there, so it's always nice to just be able to hit a button and talk to people instantly. And let's talk about, go ahead.
I was going to say the range on these.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, the range, especially being in the woods.
Yeah, they're actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And the I hope you put in the video or we're both like, Amazon deliveries?
Oh, yeah, there we go. New bike parts.
Diesel.
Hey. Diesel. Please don't interrupt. We're mid-talk.
Look at his eyes.
I know, he's a pretty boy. Pretty annoying boy. The range, where are we going at here? We were just talking about, like, even in the woods, man. Like, we've been deep into the woods and... yeah, we've never experienced any issues, really.
Yeah, I was going to say, and if you get disconnected, what's nice is it, like, automatically reconnects just once that person comes back into range. So that's really nice that you don't have to, like, pull over and click a bunch of buttons to reconnect, like that. It does it automatically.
And that's even if you're not in mesh. Like, if you're
Yeah.
paired to the person, it'll come back into range and you'll connect. Also, I know mesh uses a little bit more battery life, but even then, we're able to get a full day of riding most of the time.
Yeah.
Just make sure it's charged. That's the only thing that we've made the mistake of, is not charging it before a ride. It's just,
they charge fast.
They do. It's just one of those things where you just got to remember how to do it. Make it a habit. I was going to talk about the app, but go ahead. Why are you going to talk about the app?
Yeah.
So Sena has an app. I haven't heard the best things about the app. I'm sure it's gotten better. We don't use it that much. Honestly, we just turn it on, use the mesh system. We don't use a lot of the other features, but you can really do a lot through the app.
Yeah, I actually just updated my Sena, so they have updates periodically, and that is beneficial to do because sometimes you can't connect to people that haven't done the update.
That's true.
However, I went to the app and it definitely is, like you said, like there's some kinks to it like it is with any app, but there's a quick guide on it that like shows you exactly what buttons to press to like phone pairing mode, mesh pairing mode, and it's pretty self-explanatory and pretty easy to use once you like look at the guide.
So with my old Hero 4 setup, I was actually able to run a Y splitter and have another microphone next to the earpiece so you could pick up the other person's audio. Well, other people's audio, because you know, you got multiple people. That is something else I want to mention. In a large group, hell, I think you can have what, up to 15
You started to
people?
like just like we would be like Tanner, and we're like, I'm like, he's out. Like if there's too much going on, he does not like to be in it.
I like to ride in the moment, especially when I'm talking to and trying to vlog. Sometimes I'll just dip out because people just don't want to hear me rambling and talking to you guys. So
again, but then it's really easy for him to turn his back on, press one button, and come right back in.
Yeah, that's normally what I do. So I will say in a larger group ride, if you're on mesh, it can get annoying when you get the max amount of people in there and you're kind of talking over people. I think it only allows 2 or 3 people to talk at the same time, so then other people will cut out, you know, if there's people talking over each other. So that's when it can get kind of annoying, and when it's nice to just pair to a friend. That way you can get out of mesh mode and you still have that option.
There have been times that we've been like, even I think on the street, but like in the woods, that like a whole nother group might be using mesh, and you just like somehow like come into their conversation. It's like, oh, sorry.
Oh, hey, what's up? We've had some funny interactions, honestly. So I think we focus mainly like on the group aspect, but like I said, even if you don't have anybody else that has an intercom system, it can still benefit you with the navigation, the hands-free talking, music. I know a lot of people love to ride with music. I don't often. I find also, especially with these dual sport helmets, that they can be kind of hard to hear on the road at speed. On the trails, we normally don't have that issue, but a lot of wind noise, especially from the added visor, it can kind of be hard to hear the navigation and music, so we don't use that often. But like I said, if you're a solo rider, you can still get great benefit out of these things.
I think like you said, for like the boomers or whatever that are gonna say, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. Well, if you're gonna do it anyways and you're gonna like throw AirPods in, I think these are even probably better, because I feel like you can still hear otherwise like what's going on around you.
Right.
Where AirPods, I feel like are way like more, so if a car is honking at you, like you...
Yeah, earbuds, we'll say.
Yeah.
That's the millennial in you. There's still other options besides AirPods.
Oh, okay.
You just mean earbuds.
Yes.
So other than that, there are other options on the market, other name brands. You know, you got the Cardo, few others. What did we win for free?
I was gonna say I won that
at the Harley event.
Yeah.
AD Faro Bike Night.
Shout out to Seabear, because I think he beat, isn't that one who had it?
Yeah, Seabear was sponsored, or maybe still is, by Lexan.
Yes.
Lexan Moto. So we actually have one of those that we might do a video on someday, because we still have it back home. Honestly, guys, everybody that we know has the Senas, so it's kind of nice if you have a group, just stick with one option. That way you can all use it seamlessly. But I'll go ahead and link a few options down below, as well as the one that we use. Helmets as well. These are two really good dual sport helmet options. But is there anything else you want to add?
Their customer service is really great.
Oh, that's true.
Somebody else mentioned that in the last Tech Tip Tuesday about Sena's customer service. Mine actually stopped working like about a year ago. People could hear me, but I couldn't hear anything. So I reached out to them, and I even said like, well, we kind of won these like in a dual pack. Like, is there any way? And they were like, if you send the broken one back, we'll just send you a brand new single pack. And I was like, wow, that was really nice. Yeah, so I got a brand new one, which was awesome because mine was a little beat up and obviously didn't work. So yeah, I think it comes with like a whole bunch of different attachments and comes with a charging cable, and yeah, I don't know. I think overall the company just is really well thought out. Yeah,
Sena itself, great company. I'm glad you mentioned that. Great customer service. They really do take care of their riders and actually care about the industry. Like, it's not just them trying to make a dollar. Like, they genuinely care about your opinions, and I'm excited to see the future of these systems. I mean, it's only going to get better and better. So yeah, I think we'll end it with that. Thank you all for watching another Tech Tip Tuesday. Let me know what you want to see next. I want to run out of ideas here, but there's a million things to talk about. But if there's anything in particular that you want to hear, drop it down in the comments. Other than that, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're new.
Stay tuned for the next video.
Yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.
Later.